This past 3 days has been quite exciting, especially with the ICT retreat with the NCDMB staffs. And the ICT department came over to Quantum Business School, and for the past 3 days, we were talking things about e-marketing. We were talking about how we can improve on data science, and artificial intelligence, and other kinds of infrastructure in the ICT compartment. And each of these areas we've been able to innovate. We're talking about enterprise planning, and quite a lot of other areas. And within these past 3 days, we've become able to come up with some strategic blueprints on how this ICT department can do to enhance their performance. Some key, performance targets have been set, and I believe that going forward, NCDMB ICT department is going to be going on a very different level.
Well, I'm glad that I came for this retreat, and a few things that I got, from this retreat is the importance of teamwork. The ability to work together in synergy with my team members to achieve a goal or a task that is set. I've learned that we work better if we actually work as a team rather than working, in isolation.
Other departments cannot hijack the functions of ICT.
My takeaways personally are for us to work as a team and then also show great team spirit as well as support ourselves in the course of our duties.
It was quite interactive, and the knowledge we have all acquired from here will advance the course of local content development in the oil and gas industry. I sincerely appreciate your efforts for the hospitality, ranging from the accommodation, feeding, and every other thing you have done for us. We say a very big thank you.
as a team. I'm not here to teach you. Yeah. This is not a teaching process. This is a discussional process. This is a facilitatory process. Yeah. So please, we are here to explore and to collectively build ourselves for this nation. So let me start by saying that you guys moved out and came here very late. My philosophy is there are no bad students, there are bad teachers. So if you have failed your God also has failed you. So, customer relations management is basically what I'm here to talk about. What's a customer? Because we say this is a collaborative session, this is an interactive session, this is a retreat. So let me try, what's a customer, let's see. Can anybody tell me what a customer is? So we're looking at customer relations. And there's no teacher-student relationship. We're here to empower ourselves. So can anybody lie to me and tell me what a customer is? You see, he lies.
Someone who either provides or gets services and gets it frequently from a particular vendor.
Yeah, very good. Interchangeable roles. Yeah, the person who provides or who supplies also can consume, like you guys know. Yeah, the NCDMB. You are customers because you are taking 1% from people like you. So I am supplying 1% to you. You are taking the 1% and then to provide a service. So you see the role you're playing. You're taking as a customer and then you're giving as a supplier. So both roles are interchangeable. So know your customer is part of this discussion. Why customers matter, exploration of challenges, value identification, value realization, and a pragmatic approach. So let's start. Next slide. So these are the objectives, as I said. We have all of us here, we're here to explore. Yeah? We are home, that is, we get materials from ore, we refine the ore to get all the things we're using, steel and the rest of it, and then we age, we degrade. Some of us look at my Oga, it has gray hair. I have shaven mine and dyed it just to deceive the virgins. And then quality in your activity. Then you can do things and extend our lives. I'm about 69 now. In 6 years' time, I was telling that Oga, I'll be dead. Now, let's start with a few just jokes and brainstorm and facts and truth. How many people here think 1 plus 1 is 2? Yeah? So, majority, 1 plus, yeah. Now, how many people think 2 is equal to 1 plus 1?
Well, yes, but other things can also equal. 2 can also equal.
No, just look at it now, you're speaking French. Look at what is there. Is 2 equal to 1 plus 1?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
But is it true? Is it true?
Yes.
No, 2 can't be equal to 1 plus 1. 2 can be what? 2 can be 2 plus 0. Yeah? 2 can be equal to values. Huh?
No.
Okay, who can train us on what value is? Yeah, that's value. Okay, very good. You see, point of perspective. Another person?
Perspective, I value my,
Exactly. He's so good. He's my mentor. Yeah, he values. Then another person?
Value is something that has like an added advantage.
Exactly, something beneficial, something that has an advantage, yeah? Something that is important. That's value. In contrast to values, values are different from value. Because if you take value, as the one we started talking about, we look at it as functionality. Yeah. So if I give you 1 naira, and I say go to the market and you buy an orange, 1 orange for 1 naira, the functionality is the orange 1. The 1 naira is the cost. 1 divided by 1 is what? 1 wrongs are wrong. Well, 2 wrongs make it right. How many of us are going to the experiment? I give this guy a slap. Yeah? Yeah, I give him a slap. Is that a wrong or a right?
It's wrong.
It's wrong. Yeah. Now, how does he take away that wrong? He goes to call the police, and I'm arrested and locked up. So you are using a wrong to take away a wrong.
So you're saying that you're avoiding the consequences of second wrong?
No, because the second wrong, yeah, that's it now. You are removing the equivalent. You get the point I'm making. The punishment from the police, wait. If they put you in prison for 50 years, that's your portion. It should then becomes too much correctness. Because it will be -1, -50. That's what? Plus 49. So you will die in prison. For standard or normal organizations, you go through this process. You reach out for customers. You acquire customers or leads. Oh, okay, go to this place and you will get this. Then you convert the customer. In your own case, NCDMB, you guys don't bother about this per se in a serious sense. But you guys try to retain your customers for loyalty. Yeah? Any correction about impression? How many times have you gone out to say, bring your 1 person? When you go, you threaten the person. If you don't bring your 1 person, you show NCDMB is a brand. So you don't need anybody to go and be begging people to come and run after you. That people will actually run after you because you've taken 1 person and you're selling a tremendous amount of products to us as your customers. Next. Why customers matter? Now, all these are information you should have about why customers matter. Yeah? Go ahead with that so you can see happy customers build happy relationships. 69%. Retention of customers. For those who go about begging for customers, 75% come back. 89% less churn rate. That is losing of your customers. In customer service, okay, we talk about.
This is actually the most relevant topic for this department. This is the area I think. Because as I mentioned earlier, not only are they internal customers, they have their own internal customers because of the support branch for the entire company. So they deal with both external clients, the external clients who want to use what do you call it, JQS database, as well as staff who we have to access it, the email accounts, all of the basically my job in the association where I'm responsible for technical needs of everybody. So this is the flow.
Yeah.
But in satisfying the objectives and goals of the organization, they also need to develop a policy on how to deal with the key customer sets that they have. So this is the process.
People do not resign from companies, they resign from the managers. Because the company is almost inanimate or something. So if your boss or your manager or whatever makes life uncomfortable, you don't even want to come to the office. In my own situation, right at home, my internal customers, because the situation is really every time we sit together in a family meeting, we rotate the chairmanship. In the office, that is also replicated. Everybody will sit down on a toolbox on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, we rotate the chairmanship. Because I came to realize that the principle in life is deception and anticipation. If you make everybody a manager, then they have a buy-in, yeah? And so they contribute towards the growth of the organization.
So guys, definitely, I'll be the
Yes, so exactly.
You will be the boss.
Can I explain what happened in a toolbox? Because everybody must be there by 7. I deliberately got in there 5 minutes after 7. I'm the manager. They threw me out. Yes. Because the rule is 7 o'clock. They threw me out of the meeting. Is there another thing that you guys can do to creativity? Anybody, you guys sitting here can come up with 9 million ideas. But what that translates to is ultimately a change. So that architectural change is called innovation. Then professionalism, I like this, because it's not about what you can do, it's how you do. Team spirit, which is collaboration and teamwork. Yeah? And it's more limited. So I said, okay, this is something to consider for you guys, because all these things don't change overnight. It is your respective inputs. Then I saw integrity. Hey, integrity. None of us will ever have integrity. When people give you money, all the customers you're dealing with is more of collaboration. Because what happens? The inputs the foreigners are making. Now, all those inputs. What? I can't see anything here that captures anything for community and all that. So I put the trust in. Can anybody train me on what you guys do to the 1% that comes from foreigners and from Nigerian upstream contractors from everywhere? Can anybody train me on that?
The 1% that is being derived from contractors, the IOCs, and even subcontractors are being invested back into the industry by the local capacity in so many sectors. We come up with initiatives that help to develop in-country equipment capacity. We also do that for raw materials as well. And then we also give out loans to small-scale companies who don't really have the funds to develop their capacity in terms of the services that we provide. And then we also do a lot of human capacity development in terms of training Nigerians to ensure that
I agree with you, sir.
take up.
All I'm just saying, it is your core value, which is what is important to the company. Yeah, maybe you capture, making that recognition that money is coming from somewhere. Let us pay these people some attention. That's what importance is all about. Yeah, that's the point I was making. Okay? What is more important to us? Person to goal, which is a personal value, and organization to internal and external cost. That's basically what this is called. Now, I give you a simple example. Take this E-Trade. How was I hired to the company I work with? I was an integrity manager in Canada. How was I hired? I left Manchester with a midnight train or whatever. I arrived Shell, whatever energy office in London. As we sat down, they started, the guys came, I waited for about an hour or two. They came and they started the interview. So they made their statement and asked me to make my own statement. I told them that I don't want to work for this company. If you're looking for a job, you have to be deceptive, bogus. Arrogantly, I said I don't want to work for this company. They say, why? I said, yes. I said, these people in NCDMB are people with bad belly. They are all drinking tea and eating things, and I'm talking, they give me nothing. So, you NLNG guys, you say one of your core values is caring. You didn't ask me how I came here. Have I had tea this morning and all? They started apologizing. We are sorry, sir. That's how I had the job. 419. That's how I had. So I changed the core values at the interview. I changed it. This is E-Trade, integrity, teamwork, respect. Then there was no respect. There was excellence, and then there was caring. Look at what I put. I changed mine to H, because we just discussed. Integrity is top. It's an ideal. So I told them that every internal customer needs to be trained. Come to quantum. Quantum is quantum. We have the quantum of value you guys add to it. Quantum, business school. There's a clear distinction between qualitative and quantitative quantum. You guys have quantitative. Quantum has qualitative. That is distinction. Distinction without a difference. Difference without a distinction. Distinction and difference. So that quantum is qualitative. You guys have money. Somebody's 1%. It's a quantum. It's said to be. Look at what internal customers want. You guys want to sacrifice for the company. To build that 419 fashion. The greatest, okay, of all of this one, tell me the greatest qualification. All of us. On this head, just look at that. What is the greatest qualification? Okay, another one. Okay?
Communication.
This man is a false prophet. Yes. Communication. So try and be fair, equity. Yeah? Try and be fair to people. So you guys are in Yenagoa. The people there, locals there that are suffering. Feel free to try and suggest to management. Yeah? Do things that will help the people. Significant. Rich people, and then these guys. Yes. So all of us here drinking tea and eating all this thing, and people are begging on the road, one day and one day.
Because of this presentation, I learned a lot of, what I call it, words of wisdom. And so, in fact, things I never thought of before, and I realized. But the most important thing I will take away from this presentation is to have and keep good relationship with people, and then keep your communication going. Those are some of the values I will really take away from this.
One of my take-homes in summary is good team, be a good team player, one have passion, commitment, and intimacy in your teammates in the course of delivery or delivery services.
Really, it's quite packed, and there are so many dimensions to it. There was the inspirational part of it, and then I think the reality of customer relationship is on the second, that is the two-way thing. I mean, as you give, it's going to come back. It was also, will I say that the presentation kind of balanced it. So I think for my staff, they should understand that I should expect quite a lot, especially now that I know that some people are expecting promotions. And there's some already have promotions to do. So I'm expecting more than normal for. I'm not talking to you yet.
Okay, maybe from the perspective that I'm taking from it, maybe from your perspective, yes, I see commitment as the illusion to work. Not passion, not that you love the job, but then your commitment, you know that you just have to do this. You understand? That's the perspective that I'm seeing from. And I've seen everybody work here, you understand? And they actually, I feel, are committed from my own perspective. I feel they're committed to doing their job. Tell me, we're not to finish it. I mean, which is everybody, literally. So, when you stand up until he's done with what he's doing, no matter how tired he is, he can stand up and complain, oh, but I'm tired. But he will go back and sit down. Or is it that time you wanted to travel, that you said you needed to do something, you left the server on because you knew you had to complete. Our own concern that day was that, okay, what if light goes off and all of that thing. But you knew you had a job to do. In as much as you had to travel.
There are times you escape from work without my approval. The next thing you're in Lagos. You know somebody has command. That's why you feel
We shall be looking at enterprise resource planning. And here basically is a software application that is integrated with modules. Management software application involving integrated suite of software modules that support a very basic business processes. So a business really has accounting, human resource function, production, warehouse, and originally software involved trying to address each of these functions. But at some point, people began to think. I remember, in times past, people would do some work there and say, taking the computer and the poster, stuff like that. So there was a lot of movement of materials to get fed into the systems and so on and so forth. And we started to think, why don't we integrate all of this so that in the same way the departments talk to each other, the software, the databases can also talk to each other, exchange information, and create a more holistic database that will enhance management processes. So essentially, an ERP is one that the system that tries to look at the various functions: customer relations management, sales, human resource, procurement, accounting, project management, integrate all of them into the whole so that they come on database. ERPs today are available in diverse forms. I mean, traditionally, at the start, the CDs, a pack of CDs will come, install this, install this, install this. But things are evolving. Today, some are available for on-premise installation in that traditional manner. Some as mobile apps, some as wholly-based cloud packages, and some hybrids operating mix of these. Even software, selling software, where you just subscribe for something and you need to become available. Of course, the sector as a whole reported revenues and sales, aggregate sales, the ERPs, $6 billion in 2019. So it's a really substantive business, substantial business evolving. And this evolution, we will appreciate as the ERP space has evolved with networking technologies, because traditionally when computers emerged, you traditionally have a computer like that standing somewhere, and everybody wants to process the brain, what he wants to process, and the computer operator will be logging in. So how do you integrate what production is doing, what HR is doing? It wasn't that easy to do those sort of things. And then systems evolved to, in the computing world and networking technologies, to local area networks. And from local area networks to wide area networks. So people could now network systems across very large spaces even. And then, of course, the ultimate we are having now is the internet. Hidden costs in ERPs that mistakes of people here. Sometimes people look at the cost of the software and look at that as a cost, but then realize a lot of the costs downstream as the project evolves. Training and good preparation and good selection makes for good performance. And benefits can be very substantial if properly done and properly implemented. In manufacturing cycles, there have been recorded cases of 30% inventory costs, raw material costs reductions from implementing ERPs, especially for large organizations, large manufacturing organizations.
And for us, for implementation of an ERP.
Cost is not an issue.
It is, and it has always been.
Oh, I see.
Always, because ERP cost is quite high. So we've even done different strategy. Okay, let's implement in stages. There's always been this pushback. It's always been like the management is not willing to commit such huge resources for something they're not sure would work. Why we say it might not work? Because following trend on the environment we're in, staff usage of technology is not so high. The only technology that they use comfortably is the one that has their money on. Has to do with them claiming their money. If you tell them to technology or other things to maybe make a request, or I'm sure they will just like, oh, why you do this? Even to read email service, it's always a bother. to them, like, oh, you have to check your bills. When they see the bill, they're like, unless those are like work, you know your boss sent emails to you and you have to deliver. A lot of them they don't have that kind of pressure on them. They don't, unless the only technology that we've been able to get them to use is because we switch from manual processing of your claims, your payments. So they had no choice to use that. They all had to learn it. So I know it's a gradual, like we just introduced a learning portal for them to update their learning records. We're trying to say, okay, let's capture all the trainings we've done, even future trainings will be sent on that platform. We've given them training and everything. So Bobby, I was even supposed to come to you because like I was supposed to find out what's the percentage of updates on direct on portal. And you cannot even get up to 10% of the staff strength of 200 or something. So we've been able to automate that to a large extent.
Automate by way of custom software or
yeah, custom software, the JQS that we implemented. It has, I know some of our processes run on them. So I know EQ applications for extracurricular certificate, marine vessel, we have NCDMB running. We've been able to automate those processes and push it there. There were manual processes where we started, but now we're able to get that up and running for external customers. But internally, and that's a huge project, and the amount we spend there is quite large. But because it's an external and it gives value to the organization, it's easy for us to get approvals and everything for that platform. But internally, daily, repetitive tasks apart from finance, that has been automated. The rest are just manual. And there's been another thing that could push back. NCDMB is still a government organization. So they always go, oh, government, there's this, we have external auditors. So adoption to maybe getting e-signatures, especially e-signatures and approvals. They'll tell you, no, you still have to get the manual way. So translating that to now, so that has always been the biggest problem we've had. Because every time we push for something, let's do e-signature, the auditors tell you, no, government regulation. Well, government regulation is pushing for e-signature, but we still have issues arguing with that out to them. I think that's what is even slowing ERP implementation now.
Well, listen to you, if there are no translations in terms of external delivery from the ERP and just internal, then it might continue to be limited in appeal. But if there are avenues for it to also translate into better delivery, which will then possibly enhance external image and enhance fulfillment for NCDMB, maybe, like you said, if some of the things you are doing already, adoption rate is low, and many departments are already taking good care of themselves in one way or the other. Again, how much data exchange is needed between all of the departments? How much? If it's not very heavy, but all of this may need some closer examination.
Yeah, we had an application built by ICT. Through a third-party vendor that was supposed to host our events, like event management. And another department, we were still in the process. We had not rolled it out, so we are still trying to finalize that application. One other department, talking from the example of the company that spent 700 against 200. One other department, they wanted to have an event, and as part of that event, their budget for that event, they built an event application that does the same function of what we built. And without, so, because there was no interaction, no collaboration, nothing. So,
Typical.
that's the cost, duplicate cost to the organization. But nobody sees it like that, but it is a duplicate cost.
It is. So let me ask a question. Does it mean that various departments have ICT functions within
they're not
them?
supposed to.
No, I'm asking.
They don't. They don't. But you see, because it is like an event, so part of what the vendor, the vendor gave them is, oh, I'm going to build you an app. And nobody came to back to say, okay, I see, what do you think? They just wanted the success of that event. And they went over.
How can an external party build something for you when you have who verifies it? Who certifies it? That this thing, because eventually, even if it is going to run, it's going to run under your platform.
Well, they will run on the cloud. They will just survive it.
Actually, there's a strong nature. Yeah, NCDMB may have some uniqueness, but within the country, around the world, you probably see comparable organizations.
Yeah.
You see comparable organizations, you may have some differences in one way or the other. They may even have differences in terms of what they are actually about, but the essence of the organization may be comparable. You may see what they are doing and how they are doing it. You are able to see how they are deploying an ERP, for instance, and the sort of advantages, operational advantages. Such things may bring things more to life when people can see comparative models.
If a central system, you will save 50% of your annual budget. Actually, because
that's the only way to actually deal with it. If you does it in terms of money,
Yes.
in naira value,
Yes, exactly.
tell them this is, look, you have to do this, and this is what you
Advantages can be reduced to naira.
That is the only solution.
All right, so
My takeaways personally are for us to work as a team, and then also show great team spirit, as well as support ourselves in the course of our duties. I said a lot on this.
they've noted those 3 areas.
What are the challenges that you want remedies? Wait.
I think we should, as a department, own everything we have. Because the reason I said own is because if somebody asks me
Take
now,
ownership of.
if I say somebody asks me now about the LRD portal that he is working on, I can say it's none of my business. He's the one in charge.
Okay, so, all right, say the ownership, let's define the ownership very well.
When you say
What
take
he's saying
ownership,
is that within the ICT department, everybody should be fully aware
Of
and abreast
everything
of
that is going on.
everything about
you know, we
ICT.
said this yesterday.
No, take on
No, that is what we're meaning by taking ownership. Everybody should take ownership of the ICT departmental affairs and activities, so that you don't someone say it's not me that's handling that project. The guy who is doing it is on leave. No.
That's what another thing, another problem we have. People complain, oh, ICT, people have not done this, people are doing this, people have not provided me with laptop, people have not provided me, or when I call, I know for a fact people complain to me that they call me, reach out to my colleagues sometimes and they don't pick their calls, they don't attend to them, they tell me straight about
Okay,
I call this person and he doesn't get back to me.
So, improved relationship with our internal customers. Please write that down.
Because
Yes, response time. Eh?
So it's
24 hours is too far. It's too far. Yes.
No,
No, but basic one.
It depends on the request.
Yeah.
It's not also 24 hours. Even if it's a request that is, how will I put it, it is a difficult, at least, yes, within that time that the request was sent to us and the next day, that request should have been.
All right, so okay, we put 24 hours within us. We should make effort to make sure that it's far less than that 24 hours. All right.
Response. Okay, so let's put the timeline for response. Response should be around 30 minutes.
Response is highly very important.
30 minutes.
It cannot be 22 because what about this of ICT departmental affairs and activities? Then we also said we improve internal service delivery and our relationship with our internal customers and external customers. We also say information sharing, capacity and knowledge building. And we said we'll do this on our Teams app.
Beautiful.
Yes. Then regular meetings at least twice monthly.
All right, so we're twice monthly, and that between now and Friday next week, Mr. Tunde, because we want to assign specific, Tunde should communicate the next meeting, the first meeting.
No, we're already agreeing that it's first Tuesdays and last Tuesday.
No, second Tuesdays and last Tuesdays.
Oh, beautiful.
All right, now we should also come up with a strategic roadmap based on present realities. Then before the end of first quarter, that's 6 months time, all ICT staff should at least get one certification. Improve our response time to our customers.
All right.
In less than 30 minutes, then closeout time should be what? Initially we said 24 hours for closeout.
Closeout, no, we just said that response is then within 30 minutes. All right.
I want to first and foremost thank the Almighty God who made it possible for us to come together to learn new things. And secondly, I want to express my profound gratitude to the management of the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, particularly the Executive Secretary, NCDMB, the Director of Finance, and the General Manager, Human Resources. And let me also express my warm thanks to the facilitator of this program for a very well-packaged activity and discussion session. It was quite interactive, and the knowledge we have all acquired from here will advance the cause of local content development in the oil and gas industry. I sincerely appreciate your efforts for the hospitality, ranging from the accommodation, feeding, and every other thing you have done for us. We say a very big thank you. And to my wonderful colleagues, particularly my manager, who went through the storm to articulate this program for us to benefit. He has already seen the objective of this program, and that is why we thought it necessary for us to be here as participants. I want to especially thank my first-class boss, Mr. Chris Osuji, who is not here, and our deputy managers, Babatunde Akero and Jerry Atabon, for putting this package together despite the short period, despite the initial challenges that came with it. And I also want to thank all my colleagues for making themselves available despite the tight schedules and also adhering to the rules governing this session. I really want to appreciate every one of you. And finally, I want to thank the management of QBS, for this wonderful initiative. We thought we are just here to learn machine language, artificial intelligence, and some other soft skills. We never knew that they would also impact in our spiritual and physical well-being. In fact, what I'm taking home today is a conclusion that ICT will now become, by the special grace of God, distant time, will become the best DDD in NCDMB, and one of the aspirations and take home is to be the best organization, whether in the oil and gas industry, in the public sector, the best in terms of service delivery. These are our aspirations. Thank you, everyone, and God bless you all.
My name is Harcourt, and I'm the staff in the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board in the ICT department. Well, I'm glad that I came for this retreat, and a few things that I got, from this retreat is the importance of teamwork. The ability to work together in synergy with my team members to achieve a goal or a task that is set. I've learned that we work better if we actually work as a team rather than working, in isolation. And that's the most I got out of it. So with great communication, with bonding with each other, trying to understand each other's roles that we play in the department, it will give us a better understanding of how to work together.
And I represent GST Value Consult. We're facilitators at this event, and we covered customer relations management in the ICT sector. Part of what we've done today is to teach, first and foremost, the identification of who your customer is, recognizing that you have internal and external customers, and the importance of identifying and managing your customers. Values of the organization also determine how customers are treated. We had people actually review and think that on a departmental level, what are the values that they want to take from the organization, implement while dealing with the internal customers. We also talked about group dynamics, team management, communication, that how teams can grow internally and improve externally, how value can be added to the entire design process for both economic and so that's basically it for today. I believe that most of our participants did derive value from the presentation. And we can be reached at any point in time. Thank you.
Team, not group, demonstrated leadership. This means that I have to take ownership of the entire system. The ICT team is supposed to be driving ICT related issues. What I spoke about was a customer relations management. That is ensuring that the values of the organization, the core values of the organization, are aligned with the personal values of the ICT group to be able to drive the organization forward. ICT is expected to have ICT leadership. For example, there should be a directorship, somebody who speaks for ICT. Other departments cannot hijack the functions of ICT. So the NCDMB has a leadership role to play in ensuring that each of the departments or aspects of the organization are well and equally represented, so that packaging of ICT related issues to the executive secretary are dealt with precise leadership and decisive leadership. Thank you.
On behalf of the Executive Secretary, NCDMB, and the Director, Finance, Personal Management, and my manager, my group manager, I want to really thank QPS for having us here. And specifically, I want to really thank my team members, Mrs. Shirley, the manager that have been able to chair this particular event from start to finish, because it wasn't tough. So on behalf of this, I want to really thank my team members for making it a success.
Really, this past 3 days has been quite exciting, especially with the ICT retreat with the NCDMB staffs. And the ICT department came over to Quantum Business School, and for the past 3 days, we were talking things about e-marketing. We were talking about how we can improve on data science, and artificial intelligence, and other kinds of infrastructure in the ICT compartment. And each of these areas we've been able to innovate. We're talking about enterprise planning, and quite a lot of other areas. And within this past 3 days, we've been able to come up with some strategic blueprints on how this ICT department can do to enhance their performance. Some key, performance targets have been set, and I believe that going forward, NCDMB ICT department is going to be going to a very different level. And we believe that it's been a privilege on our part to be able to add to it. And all of the facilitators from Quantum Business School throughout this 3 days program have been quite, impactful and really dynamic, addressing issues that face the current trend in ICT world. And we believe that going forward is going to be very good for NCDMB, and we'll look for greater things ahead for more partnerships on how we can impact the oil and gas industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Serious